Okay, with the AFL season basically done and dusted, there is still a way, some hope for Swans fans who can still make finals. In today's video, I'll be showing you exactly how that can happen. However, let's be honest, it is extremely unlikely just because of how tight in ahead the top 9 are compared to the rest of everyone else. Like, how is 9th place 3 wins ahead of 10th? And how is 9th place 10 wins and 6 losses? Like, that could generally be like a top 6, top 5, top 4 even record in some previous other seasons. But yeah, so let's begin the video. Okay, so some games don't mean anything for Swan season, obviously. I don't think this really means anything. Like, I know if Carlton win and Sydney lose, they'll jump us, but let's be honest, Carlton are not making finals, so we'll say Brisbane get the job done. This game is important for Swan's sake. We need Collingwood to beat the Suns, and if that happens, then it will really help us. So we'll say Collingwood win by 8. This game, I'd probably prefer Adelaide to win just because Bulldogs are 3 games clear of us and Adelaide are 4. So we'll say Adelaide win. Giants, Geelong, another probably the most crucial game of the round with the Fremantle game. We need Geelong to win this game, especially because we play the Giants in a couple weeks and we have some easy games. We need Geelong to win. That will say Geelong win by 10. Freo Hawthorn, another extremely crucial game. If you're a Swans fan, barrack on the Hawks, because trust me, Freo have a really tough draw to end the season and we need them to drop this game, and it could go either way. We'll say, for the purpose of the video, Hawthorn get the job done by 9. Alright, St Kilda Sydney, if we lose this game, it's season over. All of this means absolutely nothing. I feel like this is a danger game for us as well as St Kilda. Well, you saw them last year. They won their last 6 games and just knocked off top 8 teams, knocked off the Swan to a first as well. This is a danger game. I reckon they're starting to hit form, St Kilda, and they've got some kids showing some really good signs. And down at Marv, we're definitely due for a win. I think they've lost like 4 to 5 in a row. But for the sake of the video, hopefully in real life as well, the Swans will say win by 4 goals. Okay, so there's the end of the round. As you can see, if every result goes the Swans' way, we are only 2 wins behind the Dogs, who are in 6th position. So that is a massive outcome, and that will help us again as we play North this round, and some of those teams play really tough opponents. So let's get on with the next round. Essendon the Giants. We'll need Essendon to win this in an upset, but for the sake of the video, I think I'm going to be realistic. I can't see the Giants losing this game just because of Essendon's injuries. Now, if they get a bunch of players back, like their key backs, I don't really know how long they're out for, then Essendon will have a chance. But yeah, unfortunately for them, injuries just got the better of them. So it's hard to see the Giants losing this. We'll say 29-point win. And then Brisbane versus the Bulldogs. We need Brisbane to win, and it's at the Gabba, so realistically, they should win. That will keep the Bulldogs on 10 wins. Then Hawthorn and Port. I mean, yeah, Port's on the same wins as us, so I guess it will help if Hawthorn win, and they should win anyway. Even though Port are kind of like their bogey team, we'll say 23-point Hawthorn win. And then Sydney versus North Melbourne. Once again, if Sydney lose, our season is cooked. But we'll say the Swans win this game. I reckon we'll win by 27 points. And then Collingwood Freo, again another insanely crucial game. As you can see, with all these results going our way, and they're basically realistic as well because they are playing tough opposition, we are just 1 game behind 7th currently. And Fremantle, who are 1 win ahead of us in 9th, we need them to lose to Collingwood. I get the feeling this will be a close game. I just get the feeling Fremantle will show up. But we'll say Collingwood are too good and win by 13 points. And then Adelaide and the Suns, another very important game. We say Adelaide Oval this time, so I don't think Gold Coast will beat them. And this is exactly what we need, Adelaide to beat Gold Coast. And then that is the end of that round. As you can see, we are 10th on 9 wins, and 7th place is just on 10 wins. So it is really tight all of a sudden. When everyone thought the Swans were 3 wins, yes, had the 8. If we just beat St Kilda and North Melbourne these next 2 games, and all those teams ahead of us just lose to basically top 4 teams they all play, then this will be the result, and this is extremely important for us. We need those other results to go our way. And now round 20, Hawthorn and Carlton. You would suspect Hawthorn to win this game easily. This is actually an important game for us. We do need Essendon to win, but like I said, with their injuries, I can't really see them beating anyone. And the Bulldogs do like to smack on the bottom teams. So we'll be realistic, we'll say the Dogs win by 43 points. And then Giants versus Sydney. Like I said, if we lose this, probably season over. So we have to win, and we've won our last 5 against the Giants. So we do have the wood over them. But without Papley and Amadi, it will be tough. Actually, I think Papley comes back this game. But yeah, I would say we beat the Giants here by 11 points and continue our strong form over them. And then Gold Coast versus Brisbane. We need Brisbane to win. It's their Gold Coast ground, People's First Stadium this time. However, for the purpose of the video, we'll say Brisbane knock them off, which they'll probably start favourites over Gold Coast over there still anyway. So we'll say Brisbane winning a close one by 9. And then Freo West Coast. Again, look where Freo are. They're on the same wins as us, so we do need them to drop this game. But like I said, I can't see them losing to the West Coast Eagles, so we'll say they'll win. And North Geelong, we'll say Geelong win. Adelaide, Port, doesn't really affect us anymore. Adelaide win that. Now we're in round 21, so let's have a look at the ladder. We are in 10th position, 10 wins and 9 losses. And we are 1 win behind the Dogs, who are 6 still. Because of our percentage currently at 98.3, we'll basically have to be a win clear of 9th to make finals. So technically, I reckon we'd have to win every game remaining to be safe, but we'll see how it pans out anyway. Dogs and the Giants, I reckon we have a higher chance of overtaking the Giants, so we'll say Dogs win this game by 20 points. Adelaide and Hawthorn doesn't really affect us anymore, so Adelaide win by 4 goals. Gold Coast Richmond, we would need Richmond to win. I know Richmond beat Gold Coast earlier, but I'm going to be realistic. I don't think the Suns will lose to Richmond at home. We'll say it's a thumping, a 46-point win. Sydney, Essendon, again, we have to win this game, and I reckon we will. We have kind of an easy one. If we just beat the Giants, we should win our next 4, including this game, and I reckon we'll beat them by 40 points. I reckon we'll smash Essendon this time. They only got us last time because of how injury here we were. Freo, Carlton, crucial game for us, very crucial, but can I realistically see Carlton winning this? I don't think so, unless they beat Brisbane and find some form. They just look absolutely horrible, Carlton, especially in Perth. I think I have to be realistic and say Freo win. That moves them to 7th. And then this is a big game for us. We are currently percentage outside the top 8 and we take on the Lions at the Gabba. This is our hardest game for the remainder of the season. We'll say Brisbane beat us by 20 points. We'll see if we can afford to lose 1 game. And then Carlton v Gold Coast. I think we would need Carlton to win this. Can they knock off the Suns at Marvel though? Oh jeez, this is tough. This is extremely tough. You know what? We'll say the Baggers get the job done by 2 points. And then Port Freo at Port's ground, we'll say Power win by 13 points. Okay, another important game for us. I can't see North beating the Giants down in Canberra, so we'll say the Giants win. Melbourne Doggies, we'll say Doggies win. Freo Brisbane, important game. We'll say the Lions get the job done by 11 points. Another big game, GWS v the Suns. Interesting. Currently the Giants are a win clear of the Suns. Look, we'll say the Giants win this game. I reckon that will help us the most. Sydney, Geelong, it's at the SCG. I can definitely see us winning this game, and for the video we need to. We'll say the Swans get the job done by 3 goals. That moves us to 9th percentage outside the top 8. Gold Coast v Essendon, massive game. I'm going to be realistic. We say the Gold Coast win this game by 34 points, puts them back in the top 8. They have now played the same games as us and Fremantle. GWS v St Kilda. We'll say the Giants win this game. I'll be realistic. They make finals now. Doggies versus Fremantle. Fremantle have to win to play finals, but at Marvel Stadium, the Doggies won a home final. The Doggies get the job done by, we'll say it's a close one, by 10 points. And now Fremantle's season is done and dusted. And then, this is a big one, Port Adelaide v Gold Coast. Ken Hinkley's last game. You know how good the Power can play when they have some emotion. And the Gold Coast must win to play finals. I'm sure Port would love to knock off the Suns in Adelaide to end their finals hopes. And we'll say Port Adelaide win this game by 10 points. Which means, if the Sydney Swans beat West Coast in the final round, which they will, Sydney sneak into 8th on 13 wins and 10 losses and will play finals football, despite us losing a game still for the rest of the season against Brisbane. We can still make finals if all those results go exactly our way. And I'll say 85-90% of those are realistic. But it's a flip of the coin in a lot of them, so let's be honest, it's probably not gonna go to exact plan. This is what the ladder would be: Collingwood, Adelaide, Brisbane, Geelong, Doggies, Hawthorn, GWS and Sydney, the top 8. In 9th and 10th, Gold Coast, Freo, then Port, Carlton, and so on. We might as well do the finals just for a bit of fun to wrap up the video. Collingwood, Geelong, first qualifying final. Cracking game, I'd love to see that. We'll say the Pies win, we're back in the home team. Doggies, Swans, I'm assuming this will be MCG elimination final. Yeah, Swans win. Hawthorn, GWS, we'll go Hawks, yeah. Adelaide, Brisbane, we're back in the Crows. Sydney, Geelong, 2022 rematch, Swans win. Brisbane, Hawthorn, Brisbane Lions win. Collingwood, Brisbane, we'll say Brisbane win. Adelaide, Sydney, major upset. 2024 grand final rematch. The Bloods get it done, finishing 8th. Save a copy of that. That is our ladder predictions. I'm just kidding, I'm getting a bit excited with those finals, but the top 8 could still realistically happen, as the top 9 teams finally have a hard draw and Sydney don't have the hardest of draws. I would say Brisbane and Geelong and the Giants are 3 tough games. I would say would have to beat GWS and Geelong and win all other easier games to make finals, and then there's a chance if we win every game, then we'll definitely make finals, I reckon, because that would mean in this prediction we'll be 2 wins ahead of 9th. But anyway, that's gonna close out this video. Thanks for watching and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.